I want to move on to your government's commitment to reconciliation. There are about 300,000 children in this country who are still waiting for First Nations child welfare. Your government's proposed gun ban, Bill C-21, which has evolved into something far more expansive, has drawn criticism from the Assembly of First Nations who say it would unfairly impact hunters who live off the land. How do you respond to those people who say that despite your government's commitment to reconciliation, it's missing the mark?
We have moved forward in deeper and better partnerships with Indigenous peoples in a respect-based way, in investing billions in ending 137 long-term boil water advisories. There's about 30 left, but each of them have a plan and a project manager and the funding to lift them, so we're on the right track on that. On the guns issue, it's an important one, and we need to consult more and work with Indigenous communities on that to make sure they understand we're not going after any of their traditional rights to hunt, because obviously hunting is a huge part of life for many, many Canadians, not just Indigenous, and we fully respect that, and we're going to protect that. But when we brought in our ban on assault-style weapons 2 years ago, we knew that manufacturers would keep updating their lists and trying to get around the ban with new models, and we have to make sure that that ban continues into the future. Nobody wants assault-style weapons anywhere in this country. Don't use them for hunting, and you shouldn't have them for any other reason. So we created a definition and a list that goes with that definition of the kinds of characteristics that means these are assault-style weapons that just won't be allowed in Canada anymore. Now, you can imagine that there are some weapons that are used for hunting that unfortunately fall on the wrong side of the line. Not many, but there are some that are slightly overpowered or have too large a magazine capacity, or technical reasons like that, including some of the guns that are often used by Indigenous hunters. So our focus now is on saying, okay, there are some guns, yes, that we're going to have to take away from people who were using them to hunt and say, but we're going to also make sure that you're able to buy other guns from a long list of guns that are fine for hunting and you know, whether it's rifles or shotguns. We're not going at the right to hunt in this country. We are going at some of the guns used to do it that are too dangerous in other contexts.
On the issue of the compensation, I was speaking to an Indigenous advocate who was saying we have had to litigate our way to success. Why are there still 300,000 children and families still waiting for compensation? Why is that such a battle still?
We agreed with the Indigenous organizations to compensate to the tune of $20 billion. Children who'd been, people who were mistreated as children in care. So we took it out of the courts. We took it into negotiations. We found a number that works for everyone, and we want to get that money out as quickly as we possibly can, and that's what we're doing.